Good evening, solar YouTubers. This is the evening edition of Monday, November the 10th of 2025, and it's about 4:30 in the afternoon. We had no about 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning here. There's nothing, and then about 1 o'clock, 12:30, 1 o'clock, sun came out. It cleared up and we reached 410 watts. I have 400 watts up there on the roof, 100-watt panels, and I produced over that. And I did that for about 20 minutes, I want to say, over 400, and then it just dropped off. But there for 20 minutes, I did produce 400 and over 400 watts. That's not bad. It's not bad. Well, trees are back behind the sun right now, so I don't have anything coming in. So my 200-watt panel did charge that up pretty good. It's still charging 10 watts. So now my main 400-watt panels are not doing anything as of right now. We go back to the chart. I have no solar coming in. That's at 19 volts, so no solar's coming in, okay? And I need 60 watts to activate the VEVOR charge controller. But I do have 9 watts coming in off the 200-watt panel. So, and that's a bifacial. So this bifacial, it starts producing earlier and keeps producing later, and it produces in situations where that the 100-watt panels are not producing, but this will. So the bifacial is definitely the way to go if you have the room. You need the backside clear. You need the backside somewhat shiny. There's the star of the show. Yeah, so you got a stinky face there for a minute. So everything's good. So I got some solar in today. What are we setting at here? We are setting at we're not setting at anything right now. 26.5. So that's going to go pretty good until tomorrow morning. Still got to cook supper, so. And this is going to go down a little bit. But I went from 70% or 70 amp hours up to 95. It's not too bad. This is about the same, a little bit higher. So it did. 200 watts did pretty good for start producing late in the day. And as of right now, I mean, we have clear skies right now. It's been like this all day. You got some clouds. Some puffy clouds, but for the most part, it's been nice and sunny. She's going to kiss these. So, it's supposed to be cold tomorrow. So, but here in Indiana, it's going to be back up in the 60s on Wednesday. So, oh well, so that's about all I got. Nothing else going on. All right, sorry about that. I blew my nose. Okay, so when you guys give comments about stuff, always do the research. Before I actually open my mouth, I always do the research. So at this point on, you guys can stop watching the video because the video is pretty much done. I'm just going on a tangent right now. So when you guys leave comments, and then I will look them up and see if what you're saying is true or what you're saying is excuse my language, bullshit. So I had a commenter comment about these batteries that, about balancing the batteries, okay? They need balance. If you have your batteries in series, so if I had these positive and negative together, and then the positive of one and negative of the other go into the the inverter. If your batteries connect in series, then yeah, you have to balance in them. I don't know. Some YouTubers say 4 months. Some YouTubers say it's in between 4 months to a year. I don't know what the actual span is, but if it's in series, that's positive and negative. You have to balance the batteries. Now, if they're in parallel, like what mine is, so my negative goes to my negative, and my positive goes to my positive. If they're in parallel, then you don't have to balance in them. So that's all the research I have on this. And then I had another comment talking about the VEVOR. That's considered a high frequency inverter. Okay. The person made a comment that the high frequency inverter is not good for my setup. Okay. So the high frequency inverters are the ones that don't have a transformer inside of them. The low frequency is your inverters that they're pretty heavy for one, and they have a transformer in them. And for those of you who don't know what transformer is, well, I don't have any on hand. I usually have a ton of them, but yeah, just look it up on YouTube and a quick search on it and tell you what it is. So majority of all your all-in-ones, your EG4s, your VEVOR, your Sungo, I mean all your all-in-ones, if you sew back to the grid or not, majority of them are what's called high frequency inverters, where there is no transformer. It's just they produce the AC with my fault right now. My mind just went blank. It's all electronics, okay? So there's no transformers, no copper. There's copper, but no big copper wire, no big transformer. So the high frequency has its pros and cons. The low frequency has its pros and cons. But in general, the high frequency inverters are made to run your house. They are sold as a off-grid system. And I've watched, I mean, there's a lot of good YouTubers out there, a lot of good content creators out there, and for example, the EG4, okay? So the EG4, you go to the 16,000 XP, the 6,000 XP, or whatever, they're all the high frequency inverters, and every one of them is having a house ran off it. I have not seen a video yet of somebody who has a inverter that's running the basically what a low frequency inverter is. It's the transformer inside of a box, be like a transformer, and what that does, it handles a massive load at one time. So for example, when the refrigerator kicks on, or when the heater kicks on, or even an induction kicks on, at the initial startup, it draws a lot of current, okay, and a lot of watts. Let's say that. The low frequency, the transformer ones can handle that pretty easy, okay, and that's basically what they're designed for. But they're used for all applications. Now we go to the all-in-ones. They are high frequency inverters, so they're technically on paper, the massive draws, I mean, they can handle it. They're designed to run your house. And I have a vacuum cleaner on that. I've had the vacuum cleaners, another one of those big draws. I've had a vacuum on that. I've had, my refrigerator runs off of that. My fans run off of that. My heating blanket runs off of this. So When it comes to the frequency, high or low frequency, don't worry about it. It is useless. It doesn't mean anything. We just, if it's designed to run your house, is designed, that's 3,000 watt inverter. It would do 3,000. Well, I got it up to about 1,500, 1,800, I think, at one time. I haven't pushed it to 3,000. I haven't, because I had to pay for that, so I don't want to break it, because I do push it too far. But that's it. So that's the transformer, because the Blue Eddy here doesn't have a doesn't have a low frequency, because there's no transformer in there. This Lucidity box has a 1,000 watt inverter. It doesn't have a low frequency. It's all high frequency, and it runs everything that I gave it. The Blue Eddy is only a 600 watt power inverter, and everything's it can't run my refrigerator, but it does. So far, what I put on it, I put on a lot of things, and this runs it. And they're all low frequency inverters. All your EcoFlow, all those power inverters are high frequency. Majority of your power stations, I don't think there's a power station out there uses a low frequency. I think they're all high frequencies. I don't, that guy said that comment, and I'm like, what the hell? And I know I'm going to get people saying stupid stuff. I know, I get it. But I have to reply to them. And I have to talk to them as a child, because only a child makes comments that way. There is no research or anybody saying that these all-in-ones you can't run them. Now, the only really debate about all-in-ones is the brand name. Okay, I'm running a VEVOR. This is a VEVOR 3000. There's only one other person on YouTube that's running a VEVOR, and he's out of Ireland. And so the main reason I bought this particular brand is because how cheap it was. Most of your all-in-ones, the all-in-one hybrid I'm talking about is that you can plug into the socket, okay, your outlet, but you don't sell back to the grid. This cannot sell back to the grid. It's not even designed to sell back to the grid, okay? It's just designed to pull from the grid. So I do have a battery charger built into this. So when my batteries get to a certain level, I get about 26 volts, about 60%-ish. I have the automatically charging up the battery. So I keep these batteries charged up at all times, and they get down to about 60%, I want to say. They never get below 50. Oh, that's another thing I could talk about too. And so majority of your all-in-one inverters is just price. Name, brand, and price. Like shoes, like cars. Name, brand, and price. And VEVOR is the Harbor Freight, I guess, of the they sell all kinds of stuff. I bought it for $258. I bought a 30-year warranty for like $40, I want to say. I don't remember exactly how much. So for under $300, I bought the VEVOR and the warranty. And I've had this nonstop running for about 2 months now. Going on about 2 months, I think. Nonstop. And it's done excellent. So it's done what I've asked it to do, and the load I put on it. It's on all day long. It runs my fridge. All day long. Now my heating bill, I have a very low light bill, okay? My light bill is only $60 a month, roughly. And in the summertime, I have an window AC unit that I put in my bedroom, but only when it gets really hot. I don't want to sweat when I sleep. That's the only time I run it. And for the last 3 years, I've only ran my AC maybe a week at a time. That's it. This year, I ran it for 4 days, 5 days. That was it. That's the only time I turned it on. And I don't turn it on at all. I don't. I have fans I sleep with. I have fans. Just constant fans. And true, yeah, is it the energy that I'm using? Is it the same? Whatever. I don't know. I didn't get too deep in that. It's just I don't want to run the AC all the time. And I have a real nice brand new AC that's high efficiency, but I don't run it all the time. So I run fans. So basically that's what that does. It runs my fan at night. Right now it runs my fan at night. It runs my refrigerator, and it runs my heating blanket. That refrigerator is 20 years old. It's not a modern refrigerator. It is ancient. That's what I run. Another thing I want to bring up is cycles of your battery. I had another commenter talking about the cycles of the battery. Now, this setup I have right now is I'm just using up the cycles of my battery for no reason. Pretty much that's what the comment said. Now, on that point, a cycle of any kind of LiPo battery, LiPo 4 batteries, a cycle is considered when it's charged to 100% and you draw it down to 0 and charge it back up to 100. That is considered a cycle. Okay, these batteries have anywhere. See the Jaeger. Oh, I don't know how you pronounce that word. That I call it Jaeger, whatever. But that battery there has 4,000 life cycles. That means if you can go from 100 to 0 back to 100, you do that 4,000 times. If I do that once a day, it would take me 10 years to reach that 4,000 cycle. Okay? So let's say that I go from 0 to 50, back up to 0. That's considered a half a cycle. So it would take me 20 years to go through the 4,000 cycles. Now, I don't go down to 50. I go down to about 60%. So it's going to be even longer for me. So the charging cycles of these batteries, you do not have to worry about. They're not even a factor. You just buy the battery, buy a LiPo battery, and you're good. You got at least 10 years out of it. At least. This one here, these batteries here, I don't run them down to 0. And I've had these for a couple years now. So the cycle of batteries, it don't exist. You don't even worry about that. Now, if you have lead acid or AGL or whatever, then you get worried about it. But these LiPo batteries, LiPo 4 batteries are so great, you don't have to worry about it. So, top up my video here. Getting too long. Frequency of a transformer, don't worry about. Unless you have specific electronics or specific applications. But to run a house or off-grid system or just what I'm doing here now, frequency, don't worry about it. The battery cycles, don't worry about it. And that's about it, guys. So if you guys came this far, thank you and I appreciate it.